Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cricit.com. I'm Naledi Apan, and of course, I am with Tandeka Dube. Right now, though, ahead of the semi-final number one, which will be against India and New Zealand, we'll just be taking a look at how New Zealand has performed, in the two World Cups in 2019, of course, in this year's World Cup. So I will be giving you the 2019 stats, and Tandeka will be giving you the current 2023, result results for New Zealand. And of course, starting in 2019, against top five teams, New Zealand lost to Pakistan by 6 wickets, and they lost by 86 runs to Australia, and then they lost by 119 runs to England. And then against bottom five teams, they won by 5 wickets, by 10 wickets against Sri Lanka, winning by 2 wickets against Bangladesh, and winning by 7 wickets against Afghanistan, and winning by 4 wickets against South Africa, winning by 5 runs against West Indies. So it seems like they actually won all their matches against the bottom teams, and then losing the 3 matches against the top five teams in that 2019 World Cup. Let's come to 2023.
2023, it seems like things had changed a bit in the sense that against India, they lost by 4 wickets. In 2020, 19, there was no result, but this year they lost by 4 wickets. Against Pakistan, they lost by 21 runs due to the DLS method. That's when it actually rained. Then against Australia, they lost by 5 runs. That was a close one. Against South Africa, they lost by 190 runs. Then against the bottom five teams, that's when they were playing against Sri Lanka. They won by 5 wickets. Against Bangladesh, they won by 8 wickets. Against Afghanistan, they won by 149 runs. Then against Netherlands, they won by 99 runs. And as for England, they won by 9 wickets. So right here we see that they're really good at both chasing and setting up the score.
Yeah. So, but it seems to me like they've won more by chasing, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's balanced.
Yeah,
It's very well balanced. So they're
balanced.
good at both. So I think it's going to be interesting to see
Yeah.
whoever wins the toss in that match,
Mm.
who will bet first. I feel like that is the key one, going into that match. India, on the other hand, they know how to chase. So it's really just going to be a tricky one for both teams, because if New Zealand do win the toss and decide to bowl India, also that might be their weakness, because they know how to chase more than they can set a score. So, but I feel like that game for me is going to be won at the toss.
And also, what I'm seeing here, in 2019, when they played against England, they lost by 119 runs. And then this year, they win by 9 wickets. That's mind blowing.
That's a sweep off.
That's a switch off. I mean, literally, the England was in the top five. Now this year they're at the bottom five. Then we look at SA. 2019 they were in the bottom five, and New Zealand won by 4 wickets.
Yeah.
But this year they're in the top five, and they lost by 190. So things are just changing.
Things has just
they're just
switched
switching
around.
up. But the one which is constant all the time seems like what we were talking about earlier. Australia has been in the bottom at the top five all the time.
Yeah.
And they seem to be really
And India.
New Zealand, and India as well. They've been giving New Zealand a hard time. And also I'm surprised to see here Pakistan being in the top five again. So
Yeah.
and they all been winning against New Zealand. So that's an eye opening right there.
So, do you think that New Zealand does stand a chance to win against India in this upcoming semi-final?
Well, during group stages, it was a close one for
Mm-hmm.
4 wickets, but this time I feel it's going to be a painful one. This was just luck
Mm,
because there wasn't much pressure, but India knows what's on the risk here. That if they
yeah,
don't get it here, then they are just going to lose
they're
it.
out.
So it's just going to be tough. It's going to
Yeah.
be an intense game in the sense that New Zealand will be like, hey, we want a chance also, but for India, they're going to play their maximum best. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure that's when we are going to see the true colors of Rohit Sharma and Brad Kohli, what they're
Mm-hmm.
really capable of doing. And if they're taken out early, we'll see what these other guys are doing as well. We're seeing how much potential they have just from the
Mm,
sneak peeks which have been happening of lately.
yeah.
But they know they're solid, and 400 won't be a hard score to get to, or 450 or something like that. But they're just not going to settle for the 200. That's one thing I know.
But just imagine how sad it would be for India and how sad they would just feel, just going through the group stage with no loss and now coming to the semi-final and team like New Zealand that seem to be on a form of their life, just causing that upset and just beating them in a match that is a knockout. You lose that one, you're out of the tournament completely. Just how fantastic would that be for New Zealand?
To be definitely an amazing chance for them. But at the same time, I feel India will be like, hey, our Diwali has been messed up here. We really tried our best to do our
Mm,
prayers, what's going on. But it's one of those things that would be really painful because I can imagine you've been doing so well to be constantly winning all the way. Then just
yeah.
on that last moment, then you just trip and fall. Yeah,
Mm.
that would be hurtful for them, definitely.
So yeah, let's just quickly also look at.
Oh yeah, and the other thing I'm seeing here, when they're playing against Australia,
Mhm.
they always, or I don't know if they win the toss or they lose it, but somehow they're always betting. Because against Australia in 2019,
Oh,
they
they
lost
lost
by
88, 86 runs.
86 runs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then oh yeah, that means they're chasing. Yeah, they'll be chasing.
Mm.
So in 2023, they lost by 5 runs. It
That
was a
that was
close
very
one.
close.
So
Yeah.
that means they can't chase. My bet, yeah, they can't chase against Australia somehow. They find it hard.
Yeah, so those are our thoughts on the New Zealand team, in 2019, of course, currently in 2023. There seems to be a massive improvement, and of course, they will just want to take that into the semifinals. Thank you.